Today we're talking about streaming devices. What is a streaming device? A streaming device is a piece of hardware that is set up to allow you to use an account to stream to your TV, a computer, anything that you connect it to. Things you may have used already: Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu. Those kinds of services are played through a streaming device, and it makes it easy to have it on your TV. You can use, they have hundreds of apps typically. Some of the more local ones are the WHYY for PBS. For the library, we have Hoopla, and that is available through streaming devices. Pretty much any service you can think of will have the ability to be worked through a streaming device. There are some limitations, mostly based on company. If you're using an Amazon Fire Stick, they may not allow the Google TV, those kinds of things. So the most important thing when choosing a streaming device is to what your current environment is. If you use an Android phone, you may find that a Google TV device works best for you. If you are using an iPhone, you may like the Apple TV. They are more costly, but things tend to work better together when you're using things made by one company. All right. So today we'll be going through basics of setup, and we'll show you a little bit about the Google Chromecast, or Google TV now, the Roku stick, and the Fire TV stick, Amazon Fire Stick. There are others out there. Some of them may work better for your situation. Most of them are very similar. They have an app that allows you to play the content from a provider that you've signed up for. The devices themselves cost money up front. So generally, for a Chromecast or a Fire Stick, if you're going for an HD version, it's about $20. The 4K versions are about $40. You would get one based on what TV or device you're using to connect them to. So if you have a 4K TV at home, you would use a 4K stick to have better quality picture. If you have an older TV that doesn't do 4K, then you can save some money and buy the cheaper stick and still get all your content. The only outlier here is the Apple TV. We don't have one because they cost a couple $100. They work well with the iPhones, but they are more expensive and a little bit more to set up than what we're going to be going through today. Excuse me. Okay, so some of you may already have smart TVs that have some of these devices or their own environment set up. They will have a hub that they're called a smart hub, where you can set up Netflix, you can set up Hulu. Those, we tend not to recommend them just because they tend to be underpowered, slow. If you are going to set this up as an alternative to cable, you probably want a more powerful device like a dedicated streaming stick to connect you to all of your accounts. So let's talk first about switching from cable. That was a big question that we had up front. So when cutting the cord from cable and moving to a streaming service, the things that you want to pay attention to are cost, of course, and content. The good part about switching is when you have cable, you have all of these channels that you don't really get to choose. They throw all these things in there, and you are not really able to pick and choose what you want. You just get everything and you pay for everything. With a streaming service like Disney Plus, Netflix, they will have certain content that may work well for you. And so it will take a little bit of research, look for what shows you want, find what services are available on. There are ups and downs to certain things. Hulu has live TV as well as a couple others. Let me bring it up. So YouTube TV has a live TV, which is like your cable box. Has the normal network channels, Fox, CBS, NBC, and also some sports, movies. They will also have add-ons like you can get with cable for HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, those kinds of things. The good part about it is that you can pick and choose and add things to your budget. If you miss that live TV feel, those are options for you that you can go to streaming, maybe save some money, and still have the channel options that a live TV would have. Let's see. So there are other options as far as cord cutting as well, free options that are generally available through streaming devices. A few apps that you can download on your streaming device would be Tubi, T-U-B-I, Pluto TV, Freevee, the Roku channel, Hoopla for library content, and WHYY, their passport for PBS. That does require a member donation, so it's not quite free, but you don't pay monthly. So those services are not like the typical cable TV. You don't have generally the network channels. They will set up their own channels of content. Like you have an all Frasier channel, all Star Trek channel. So those are options for watching things that you would not normally have on a streaming device for free, and allows you to keep your costs down. They do work pretty well, but you don't get to choose what you watch. It's whatever is on at the time, just like live TV. Let's see, what was next? Okay, so what do you need to get started? So any TV with an HDMI port will work for a streaming device. You can even monitors for computers, as long as it has an HDMI in port, you can use it to connect a streaming device and watch content on it. You'll need the remote control for your TV. You'll need a high-speed internet connection. Generally, the minimum is considered to be about 25 megabits per second. If you're not sure what you have, give your internet service provider a call, and they can tell you. Generally, around in Bucks County, 100 megabits is available, so you can upgrade your service to that to get better quality if you're looking at streaming. That minimum also is per user. So if you have multiple people in your house streaming, you'll need to double it per user. 50 megabits for 2, 75 for 3, and so on. You'll also need a free power outlet near your TV. The power generally runs on a USB cable for these, but you never want to use the USB on your TV because they're generally not powerful enough. They will have a dedicated plug in the box. You want to make sure to use that. Okay. So, how do you connect your TV to your streaming device? This is a general picture of the back of your TV. Most of these you will never need. The ones that you do are on the left. It says HDMI in. What you need to do is pay attention to, all of them will be numbered. You pay attention to the number next to the HDMI. HDMI is always a trapezoidal shape. You can see it in the picture underneath where it says HDMI. That is a universal HDMI port. So anywhere you have an HDMI cable, it will go into that. Once you have plugged your device in, like so, you keep note of the port that you use. Going back to this one, so 1, 2, or 3. On the TV remote that you have, there should be a source button. Once you press the source button, it'll bring up a menu with a list of sources for content. Almost all of these ports that you see here will have an entry in that list, but they will be labeled SVGA, HDMI, DisplayPort, those kinds of things. What you want to do is look for the port that you've plugged your stick into. So press source and usually keep pressing it, and it will change what your source is until you get to the proper one. We're going to use HDMI 1 for now. So if you plug in HDMI 1, use your source button until you get to HDMI 1, and it should bring up a screen that looks something like this. So this is a Google Chromecast. Once you switch over your source to the Chromecast after you've plugged it in, this is what you'll see. You put your batteries for your remote in it. The remote is very simple. The Chromecast and the Fire Stick have options to also connect to your TV. So you can use only these devices to control the power, volume, and any content you want to watch. If you're not comfortable with that, you don't have to use it. You can use both remotes. I find it easier to just use one. It's totally personal preference. So the Chromecast is asking me to reboot it. So I'm going to do that quickly. Okay, so we're going to switch to the Roku for now. So setup for these is fairly simple. It will walk you through everything that you need. Generally there is a central button on a directional pad. The central button is almost always accept. So it'll say OK, something labeled like that, enter. So we're going to hit English. It is going to look for your wireless. You do need to have wireless internet in your home to be able to connect to these. They don't have Ethernet ports, so you can't plug into them directly with an Ethernet cable. So it will bring up instructions for you like this. When you're at home, we don't have a home setup here, so it's hard to show it directly, but when you're at home, you'll see your wireless info here. Clicking on it will allow you to put in your Wi-Fi password. Make sure you have that handy when you start setting up. If you don't know it, whoever set up your wireless should know it. Hopefully it will be in, you'll have connected your phones, something like that to it. Make sure you have that before you get started, your wireless password. So let's see if the... So the first thing it's going to do once it connects to your Wi-Fi is try to update. Some of these devices were made a few months ago. They won't have the latest software. Once it's connected to your Wi-Fi, it will automatically do updates. You'll never have to worry about updating them as long as they are powered on and connected to the internet. The only thing you may have to do when connecting is on some devices you will have a connection button, and we already set this one up. On the Roku stick, there's a small button on the back of the remote that it will tell you to press. There are pictures. It shows you exactly what to do. Pull the battery cover off, press the button, and it will find it on the stick. That should be everything that you need to get connected to your streaming device. So I'm going to switch over to our Fire Stick, which is already connected, and hopefully it works. There we go. So once you're connected, we're going to show the basics of using a streaming device for watching content on your television. For an Amazon Fire Stick, you have all of Amazon's content. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can watch all of Amazon Prime Video. So anything that they have on Prime Video is free for you, and you can, there's tons of movies, TV shows, anything that you want to watch. Once you are connected and bring it up, the next thing you want to do is connect any streaming accounts that you have, like Netflix, YouTube, Hulu. Prime Video will automatically work on a Prime Stick because that's how it's the streaming service for that device. The same with Roku. The Roku channel will automatically work because it's for Roku. Everything else you'll need to put in your username and password at this point to connect to that device. So for say Hulu, once you decide what streaming service you're going to use, on this device you have a search option. So going over, you'll start at the home button. Pressing left twice takes you to the search, and pressing down takes you to the search box. Confirm with the center button as always, and that brings you to your keyboard. So let's say we wanted to use the library's Hoopla service. We put in HOOP, and it is the first choice down there. Go down, select it. It will automatically bring Hoopla up. Clicking again will bring you to the screen that shows you what it is. And clicking one more time will start it downloading. You can watch the progress, downloading, installing, and done. All you have to do is then hit the button one more time, and it will open the app that you've chosen. Every app is different as far as how you connect to it, how you configure it. For Hoopla, you have this screen that you see here. it will take you on a laptop or a phone to that link. You put in, you log in on that browser that you're using and put in this code, and it will connect you automatically through your streaming device to Hoopla. There are a lot of services that are like that, where if you're using a device like a laptop or a phone to watch things currently, you can automatically confirm without having to put your password in from that device. The instructions for each of those will be in the app once you download it. So just follow along on the screen, and you should be able to get in fairly easily. Okay. Let me make sure and see if there was anything else that I had. Okay. So we are going to, I believe that is the end of the talk as I had it scheduled. I don't see anything else on my list. It's about 2:30 now. So we'll take a couple minutes. If you have any questions, raise your hands. Pete will come around and send them to me. For you at home, if you have any questions, go ahead and send them to techtalks@buckslib.org. TECHTALKS@buckslib.org. All right. Thank you very much, and we will be right back. All right, and we are back. Okay, so we have, first question we have, is this being recorded so we can view it later? Yes, it is. It will be on our YouTube channel. Within a week, it will take some time to edit. That'll get faster as we go along and start getting better at it. We will have a page on our buckslib.org website as well with links to individual sites if you're not comfortable with YouTube. Each talk will have its own entry, and you can click on it to bring it up to watch it. Which internet provider offers the most options? So the internet providers are as varied as different kinds of apples. The things that mainly matter in choice of internet provider are location. So living at a certain location will have certain internet providers that will bring the services to your house. Generally, they're all the same except for cost and speed. Research ones in your area. You can on Google you can put in your address and ask for service providers for that area, and you can find internet service providers that will help you. Most of them in this area should have at least 100 megabit down, and that would be enough for streaming. How do you stream on a TV that is not a smart TV? So you can stream on any TV that has an HDMI port. That looked like this. Smart TVs, the only benefit they offer is Wi-Fi connectivity for their own hubs or for updates. Generally, you don't need them if you're going to use a streaming device. You can plug directly into the HDMI port, and it's just basically at that point a screen. There's nothing special about it. You're using the smart choices on the device rather than the TV. I showed this picture before, which is how to plug the device into the HDMI port. Occasionally, TVs will have a tighter option where a large block like that won't fit. If that is the case, you can use the extender that will come in the box. It is smaller, and it's just a dongle that allows you to plug into those smaller and harder to reach HDMI ports. should make it easier to plug in, especially if you can't move your TV. If you can't get in behind it, it allows a little bit more reach and flexibility to plug devices in. Any info on Peacock streaming option from Comcast? I don't know. Did we look up Peacock? I don't think so. Okay.
I use it. I can tell you a bit. It's one's ad free. It's basically all the NBC
Okay.
stuff.
So Peacock TV is a NBC and ABC and CBS have their own streaming services. Paramount Plus. Peacock is basically NBC's. It offers other options as well. It has a free ad-supported version, and there's a lot of them that will offer the same thing, where it's commercials, just like normal TV. The benefits of some of these services, especially if you pay for them, are no more commercials. You can watch your shows straight through from beginning to end and not have to worry about watching ads or anything like that. The same thing with sports. There are specific services that are for sports. I think it's Fubo TV is a sports-centric streaming service. The Disney Plus app also comes with the ability to sign up for ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus obviously will have all of their content. They're live. You can watch ESPN Live on that service as well. So anything that they stream as a game is being played, you can tune into it and watch it through ESPN. What device is best for a Samsung TV? Pretty much we covered this. Any TV should work perfectly fine. There's no real difference as long as you're using the HDMI. The only differences come if you decide to use the smart hub built into your TV. They work like this, but they're lower powered. They can lag and be slow. If I get rid of cable, can I still access WHYY? Yes, you can. I know a lot of people watch PBS. If you are, I believe it's a $60 membership. If you subscribe and become a member, you do have options to the WHYY Passport, it's called. That will, they have an app on most major streaming devices. You can download it just like any other app, and it will allow you to sign in and watch their content. Do I need a separate streaming stick for each TV in my home? Yes, you do. Streaming sticks are specific to the HDMI port that they're plugged into. If you have there are more advanced options where you could get away with having one streaming stick per house if you're sharing content between TVs. That's a more complicated setup that we're not going to go into today. And they're generally cheap enough that if you have a TV in your bedroom and a TV in your living room, just buy two. The good thing about this also is for almost all these streaming apps have an option where it will, as you're watching a show and you pause it, it will keep your place. You can pause in the living room, go into the bedroom, bring the app back up, and you'll be able to pick up right where you left off. What does Hoopla give access to? Hoopla gives access to specific content that the library has set up. Movies, music. I'm not sure if books are through Hoopla, so you can get books as well. There are a lot of great options on there. It's free through the library. I highly recommend that you set it up, check it out. They've done a lot of great stuff here with the content for Hoopla and our other services, which you can find on our website. And the last one, Comcast or Verizon. They're both bad. I mean, the content that you stream is the same for either. The quality of the internet that you get from each is dependent on where you live, what kind of equipment they have on the back end out there. All you can do is sign up for one, test it, see if you like it, if it works well for you. If not, switch to another one. Hopefully you have more than one available. Some people don't. There are other options as far as choosing your internet. Maybe if we get enough questions, we'll make that its own tech talk. And that's all the questions I have. So I'll just give it one more minute to see if we get anything else in. And if not, I think we will end it there. Okay, so we did get one more. Can I use my phone service to cut cable? There are becoming more options for T-Mobile, Verizon through your cell phone, through cellular service, rather than being a cabled internet provider. It is becoming much more common. The quality depends on the service that you get for your phone. So if you have Verizon Wireless at home and you are interested in getting Verizon Wireless home internet, just see what kind of signal you get on your phone. You'll know what kind of signal you'll get from a streaming device. Can I cut cable and still get weather and local news? Yes, absolutely. If you want your local apps, if you like your local TV stations and you want to keep them, there are options. We talked about some of them earlier. The two big ones are Hulu and YouTube TV. Signing up for those services, they are on the expensive side, so it kind of cuts down on the cost savings. I believe Hulu just raised their price to about $75 a month, and YouTube's about $70, I think. They will have location services that will tell where you live, and they'll be able to provide you with local content for your TV. Can you stream without Wi-Fi? With these devices, no. That might be the only case where I would recommend having a smart TV. If you do not have Wi-Fi and you have only corded Ethernet cables, smart TVs do have generally an Ethernet cable where you can plug it in, and at that point you could use the apps that are built into your smart TV to stream instead. I would still recommend getting Wi-Fi over using the built-in smart TV apps. They are very slow and not very customer service oriented. And finally, can you list all free and paid services discussed previously? I can go through them one more time, no problem. So for cable TV replacements, we had Philo, Philo. That does not have local sports or local news channels or sports. It is cheaper though. YouTube TV, you can add on sports premium channels for that. Same with Hulu Live. Also, these services, one thing I didn't mention earlier, all these services also have DVRs where you can save content and watch it later if you want to record it, or if you don't want to miss something live, just like a DVR that you had for your house. They have one built into those services. Another one that's still around that is not as popular anymore is called Sling TV. It's the same as YouTube or Hulu. Mostly it's about personal preference at that point. Test them, see what you like about them, see how easy they are to use, and you can make your choice from that. We had also talked about free TV apps. Most of these are ad supported, so you'll have commercials as normal TV. Those would be Tubi, Tubi, Pluto TV, Freevee, which is an Amazon exclusive, the Roku channel, which is a Roku exclusive.
And there is a difference between just a regular Roku and a Roku channel.
Yes, so the Roku device is a streaming device. The Roku channel is a content that they provide through the Roku device. A lot of these actually don't even require, the free ones don't require registration either. You don't need to make an account. You can just go into them and start watching. Some of them do though, and they'll prompt you for that when you start using the app. Okay, that seems to be everything that we have. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody on Zoom. I really appreciate you joining, and we'll catch you in a month for internet security. Thanks.